Hi, what's up? So, today I'm going to talk about some Reddit stories. For those of you who are working or can't sleep or studying or anything, if you're free, just do whatever you're doing. You can listen to my story. I guess you'll like it. A new experience. So, yeah, that's it, okay? Yeah, without talking too much, let's just start. The video will be long anyway. Yeah. So, our new story is about a Valentine's Day date that completely broke someone's heart in the worst possible way. Vinny posted this on Reddit, so today I'm reading their story. So, my name is Vinny. I'm 21, non-binary, and this right here is the story of my very first Valentine's Day and my very first date ever. Spoiler alert, it did not go well. I had known this guy, let's call him Shaw, for about a year and a half. He seemed like a genuinely nice person when I first met him. I got introduced to him through a friend, and we would talk on and off over time. Well, mostly he would talk when we chatted, but I didn't mind back then. I was kind of used to that in my life, honestly. We stopped talking for a long while, and then one day, out of nowhere, he texts me, then calls me. He starts talking about how he's single now, how his exes were bad or crazy, and then he starts bringing up cute date ideas and plans for the future. At that point in my life, I had just gotten out of a really messy relationship. It had taken me a long time before I finally felt ready to go back out there and try dating again. So, with Valentine's Day right around the corner, I asked him out to the movies. And I suggested making it a double date, because honestly, I have a hard time seeing the bad in people. I always try to explain away their behavior. He said yes. We planned to see a movie of my choice, and then grab dinner somewhere. We ended up at a really bad buffet that was his choice. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before the big day, I spent about a week and a half planning everything. My outfit, my makeup, the movie. I suggested we watch Iron Lung. I follow Markiplier and have been watching him for years. This movie meant something really personal and special to me. I also really wanted the popcorn tin, but that didn't happen. Everyone agreed to watch the movie, though, and I was genuinely grateful. I kept telling them how important this film was to me. The day finally arrives. I'm in a dress. My makeup was supposed to look like cherry blossoms. It didn't turn out as good as I hoped since I had only just gotten into makeup. But I felt good. I was excited. Worm and Stone picked me up, and Stone started asking me questions about Shaw during the car ride. I answered every single one, probably a little too well, because I realized I knew way more about him than he knew about me. We get to Shaw's place and pick him up. He hands me a box of chocolates and says he couldn't find the ones I told him I liked. I had told him I liked chocolate with caramel in them. I didn't even care about the brand, just caramel. I handed him my gift, a cute brown cow plush that reminded me of him, and some kitchen towels because he's a chef, studying culinary arts in college, loves to cook. I actually put thought into it. So we're driving, and he pulls out his phone and starts showing me food pictures, stuff he had made in college. Now, here's the thing. I get car sick. Everyone who knows me knows this. Depending on what I'm doing in the car, it can get really bad really fast. So I start feeling a little off and I tell him, "Hey, I'm getting a bit carsick." Now, any normal person would put their phone away and just talk about something else, right? Not him. He just keeps showing me more food pictures, while I'm sitting there trying with everything in me not to throw up in my best friend's boyfriend's car. I didn't know what to do. Maybe I was just expecting too much, or maybe I already knew something was off. Thankfully, our first stop came pretty quickly. It was a surprise for the group, a cute little antique shop. And honestly, that part was actually really nice. I thought, okay, maybe this is going well after all. Then we headed to the mall where the theater was. And that's when everything started going downhill. We picked a showtime that gave us enough time to walk around the mall first. Shaw was very forceful about buying the tickets himself. I almost bought them, partly because I'm used to that, and partly because I'd forgotten he said he would. So I'll take that one. That part was on me. But as we're walking around the mall, the whole time he keeps bringing up the time. The movie. How many minutes are left? Over and over. At this point, we had 45 minutes left before it even started. Eventually, it's time. We head back to the theater, grab our food. I got a large popcorn bowl and Doritos with nacho cheese. Shaw accidentally passed the Doritos over, and I am still upset about those Doritos to this day. We find our seats, sit down next to each other, and then I still don't know why he thought this was a good idea, but he shows me his bank account. $36.13. I will never forget that number for as long as I live. We sat there in silence until the movie started, and my mind just shifted. It went from, sure, it's fine that he bought the tickets, to, oh no, I should have bought them myself. I've seen numbers like that before in my life, and instantly this seed of doubt, anxiety, and real pain just planted itself inside my chest. In my last relationship, I was the one carrying everything financially. That's as far as I want to go with that. I'd rather forget. I tried to push all of that aside and just focus on the movie. We get about 10 minutes in, and I hear snoring. I look around the theater, and Shaw is fully asleep, out cold, snoring. That ruined the entire movie for me. Well, almost. Because then shirtless Mark appeared on screen, and honestly, that fixed things temporarily. But near the very end of the movie, Shaw wakes up and has the nerve to try and tell me he enjoyed it, that he liked the movie. I looked at him and told him straight up, "You were asleep until the end." And then I walked out of that theater. The tears were already building. I kept telling Worm and Stone I was fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Over and over. It wasn't until Worm pulled me aside into the women's bathroom that I finally just broke down. I cried and told her everything. How I had genuinely hoped this would go well. How much that movie meant to me. Here's the thing you need to understand. I'm autistic. I have depression, anxiety, and undiagnosed ADHD. And Iron Lung, that movie had been one of the only things keeping me going for years. To take something I love that much, something that kept me alive during dark times, and show it to another person, and have them not even find it worth staying awake for. It felt like he was saying that I wasn't worth the effort either. that understanding me wasn't worth even a little bit of his time. That hurt. And honestly, it still hurts. After the movie, we went to that terrible buffet. I ended up paying for everyone's meals. First, to thank Worm and Stone for coming and helping with the ride, and second, just to get out of there, away from Shaw. I couldn't even look at him for the rest of the night. I went home, walked into my room, and I cried for the rest of the night. It's been a couple of months now since that happened. Shaw and I don't talk anymore. Don't text, don't call, and honestly, now I know exactly who he always was. But here's what that night did to me that I wasn't prepared for. I stopped wearing makeup after that. I stopped feeling like going out. I started feeling like the things I love aren't worth sharing with anyone. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I started believing that love and dating just isn't for me. That maybe I don't deserve it. I know that's not true. I know it. But sometimes your mind just goes to those dark places, and it's hard to pull it back out. And that's the story of Vinny's very first Valentine's Day. A night that was supposed to be magical, planned with so much love and hope, and a movie that meant everything. All met with $36.13, a pile of knocked-over Doritos, and the sound of someone snoring through the most important thing they'd ever been trusted with. I really hope Vinny finds someone who actually deserves them. Stay tuned. Our next story is coming right up. Yep, so today's story ends here. It shouldn't feel bad. If you like it, give it a like and comment so then I'll bring something new. Otherwise, I'll stop because it costs a lot. For real.